Folks, when HeirofCarthage misses a day of videos, do you always get a double Carthage day of videos? I don't know. That'd be a great rule. I don't know if I can always live up to that, but thanks to the good folks submitting replays to me, we certainly have that chance here. This one is going to be an Ardieai versus Carthage, so my namesake, of course, on the other side, and I am looking forward to seeing them. Let's take a look at these Illyrian Raiders of the Ardieai here. You know, again, this is an interesting faction. We talked, and I even mentioned at one point that I felt like they were one of the worst factions. I still stand by that. They are one of the worst factions in terms of like interesting playability, which is kind of curious because honestly they should be one of the cooler factions because of, you know, again, go look at like Troy and the way that I played with Odysseus's faction. They had all the javelin units and unique feel to them. You know, they could have done something similar, I believe, with the Ardieai, with the other factions, kind of like what they did with Suebi. Suebi were a great example of how you can make a faction unique in this game. The Iceni were a little bit unique as well. There was a few factions I felt like where they were getting close. And then just some just didn't quite get there. Like, I feel like the Ardieai were on the way, but didn't quite make it. Anyway, let's take a look at this army. We're going to have a lot of Illyrian noble hoplites, which I think is probably the bread and butter of almost any Ardieai army. These are pretty cost-effective units. They've got the 30 damage spear, which is the best armor piercing you can get out of a spear. It comes with 8. They've got decent attack, so I mean, these are some pretty dangerous units. The Illyrian, I mean, by way of hoplites, these are pretty dangerous units, and there's going to be quite a few of them, at least 4 of them I see on the battlefield. They are mixed in with mercenary axe warriors. That's a cool mixture because, again, axe warriors are good against armor, so another neat mixture, whereas the hoplites have a little bit better holding power, so put the two together and you might have something good. One of the better units for the Ardieai is the Illyrian Thurios spears. These are a nice Thurios spear that they get access to. We're going to see some of those helping to protect here. It looks like, see at least 4 of them along the front. And then there's some Illyrian Marines, which is another unique unit for the Ardieai. So we're going to see those helping alongside too. We've got a couple of mercenary peltists up front, and the cavalry is going to be mercenary Tarentine cavalry for the Ardieai. And Carthage over here is working with some Numidian cavalry. They have better javelin damage than the Tarentines, but the Tarentines are going to be better shielded and a little bit better in melee. These Carthaginian cavalry really ought not to give chase to those Tarentines. That may not end well, but it looks like they're trying to push them back. There's 3 Carthaginian cavalry on this flank, along with the 2 Numidian cavalry. Looks like we've got late Libyans guarding either flank. And then up the middle here, we're going to see some Libyan infantry. Looks like I see 4 of those moving forward. And in the second line, there's a mercenary noble fighter, 2 of them. And then we're going to see a Carthaginian cavalry and another bodyguard there. So some pretty stout infantry for Carthage here with a couple of mercenary noble fighters. They're going to need it, honestly, if they're going to have to grind through these really well-armored hoplites. You don't want to underestimate these guys, especially the faction like Carthage, whose infantry is not particularly brutal. You know, if you're Rome, you could probably just come up here and just start grinding away. Carthage will want to be a little more careful about how they take that fight. It looks like the mercenary Tarentine cavalry kind of barely getting away from the Carthaginian cavalry, but here's where those Marines and Thurios spears come in handy. Look at them just absolutely destroy that Carthaginian cavalry because it strayed too close to the main line there, so very nicely done. This is a great way to get rid of a lot of cavalry. The javelin rain is really intense here, and these units just get a little too heavy in their pursuit of these Tarentine cavalry, and Carthage is going to pay a dear price over here. There's even axe warriors coming to help push that out too. However, there is an engagement already started. Carthage used its cavalry very aggressively over here as well, crushing some axe warriors and then leading another unit into a fight with some Libyans, where the numbers are now very much in the favor of Carthage right here. However, the I'm going to just call them the Illyrians here, the Ardieai. They're going to back up and start chucking a ton of javelins into that fight. Look at this. That mercenary Iberian sword is going to get crushed by that noble hoplite. Nice attempt, you know, to use battle rhythm to keep them in there, but yeah, this noble hoplite is going to crap all over that unit for days. The Iberians are a little bit out of their element there. Cavalry charge into these unbraced Thurios spears. I don't know if it's going to yield a whole lot because that cavalry is just not super impressive, but it'll get a few kills. And more Carthaginian cavalry trying to disrupt over here, but I mean, just look at the javelin rain, those mercenary peltists right here, along with the Thurios spears. Carthaginian cavalry is paying a heavy, heavy price here. In fact, they are not going to be around for too much longer. This general included, he better watch it. He is getting showered with javelins. The Ardieai are celebrating Javelin Day every day. Let's see what we got here. The Libyan infantry. Libyan infantry. Where are those noble fighters at? Here's one. It's taking a couple of javelins. Yeah, it's definitely getting chewed up a little on the way into this fight. It's not perfectly ideal, but we've got 2 mercenary noble fighters making their way in towards the center here. Let's take a look at this noble hoplite. It's now wrapped up with the late Libyan, where again it's going to win given time. It's going to actually get a tremendous number of kills, unless one of these other units can do something about it. However, the Ardieai are losing some units up front. These noble fighters are going to be crushingly good against this Ardieai infantry. This one's racked up almost 100 kills in very short order, and now they're going to be able to go for that noble hoplite. But look at this, a very nice flanking maneuver here, and this could shut down this noble fighter entirely if done well, so the Ardieai have a chance to cause some serious damage, and there's very little that Carthage is prepared to do about it at the moment. This noble fighter, though, is crushing through the Axe Warrior so quickly that it might get free to assist, but again, look how quickly the damage got done to that noble fighter by that flanking contingent with the javelins. Very well done, helping to limit that noble fighter. Alright, this one got free, and now it can fight the nobles. But I love how the Ardieai got their nobles into these fights without being charged by the noble fighters. That's going to really maximize those noble hoplites. So I think that was well done. Carthage, though, still has a lot of units left over here on this flank, and the Ardieai are taking some pretty significant losses in different areas of the battlefield. I like this rear charge with the Axe Warriors, and then another, so look at this full sandwiching of that mercenary noble fighter. So again, nicely done here by the Ardieai. Can't tell what these noble fighters are doing. They're kind of all bunched up in weird positions. They are really wreaking havoc, though. They're approaching 200 kills. And I'm not sure if the Ardieai can afford to take those kind of losses. Got a second wind on the Ardieai general here to try and, I guess, get him back up at full stamina. Not a bad idea, because he is going to be fighting late into this game. Man, an impressive showing by those noble fighters. I mean, this one got full-on surrounded, and it is taking egregious losses right now because of it. Woof! Yeah, I mean, just look at the numbers drop off of that noble fighter. Ouch. So, very nice maneuvering on the part of the Ardieai here. Well done, because those were definitely the most dangerous units that Carthage could field. That one just got 200 kills. Both of them still picked up a chevron and then some. Carthage has still got some Libyan infantry here. Those cavalry could be handy for charging in late game. Carthage still has a lot of infantry out here, though. A Libyan, some late Libyans, a few mercenary Iberian swords. Carthage still has its general here. There's definitely trouble still on the field for the Ardieai. We'll see how this works late into here on the grind. So Illyrian Marines now able to attack from behind on that Libyan infantry. That noble fighter, though, just grinding away. 214 kills. It is up against that very tough noble hoplite unit. If Carthage can get these units free and start working the reinforcements back towards the center, that's going to be a huge benefit to him. But now this Libyan infantry is fighting alone against that noble hoplite. That's not ideal for them. It's going to take them a while to clean that up. I don't know. I think the Ardieai are hanging in here just fine for now. Carthage is kind of getting desperate here, charging his general in. That is not going to be a great situation there. In fact, Carthage is probably going to lose its general in that charge, and would be shocked if they don't.
Take now!
Taking fire, yeah, they are not. Carthage's general is not going to survive that, so that's going to be another big blow to Carthage. I believe Libyan infantry have the discipline trait, but if they're losing combat, it's not going to be good, because then they'll already have a negative. I don't see that the commander's dead. I know people keep telling me how to tell if they're dead. So you switch over, I don't know, you can toggle the view somehow or something. Yeah. Let me see. And they said you can like click on it and see if the portrait's still there. I don't remember. It's not one to do it here. Hold on. Carthaginian bodyguard.
Riders! Advance! Move out! Move it!
It keeps switching back over. I can't quite make it happen. But in any case, there we go.
Fire on the enemy!
Carthage coming into a final stand. I believe the Ardieai have this one. I don't think Carthage is going to make it. So very nice use of those heavy hoplites. The hoplites are definitely a grind unit. And the only unit that can kind of do well in a grind for Carthage that was in this battle is those noble fighters. And they started off very well, but I like how the Ardieai dealt with them with the flanking, the 2-on-1 situations, surrounds, javelins in the back, the kind of stuff, because noble fighters don't have great armor. And so you can bypass their shield even when you get around behind them and do a ton of damage. So well played to Timer Strategist here, playing the Ardieai up against Ronan's Carthage. Now this is Wicked and Ronan. We saw them in a battle the other day, so GG to both players. I always love seeing me some Carthage action, and I'm sure that the viewers appreciate some good Ardieai action because they're kind of an underdog faction, right? They're a faction that people don't always get to see. Now, to be fair, Carthage is probably down there close to the tier of the Ardieai in terms of multiplayer strength, so in a way, this is a fun matchup because both factions very much have their weaknesses. I would say that Carthage has a bit more diversified roster, but at the same time, the Ardieai are going to be a potential match for Carthage. I think that they're extremely good against elephants, which limits some of what Carthage is capable of doing in these fights. So an interesting one to see. Nonetheless, definitely appreciate both players here. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. And I'll see you all back soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.